Welcome to the 293 Code Podcast. Today's episode is purpose. What is your purpose? Let's get into it.
Let's get it. Purpose is like something that I feel like is very intuitive to the person. You know what I'm saying? Where it's very sentimental to you and it has a lot of meaning that only you can describe and explain. But what I mean by that is just that like sometimes we don't know what our purpose is until later on in life.
That's absolutely true.
And sometimes it's like not heartwarming or anything like that. Sometimes it's painful to know what your purpose is. I think for me, you know, I didn't know what my purpose was till later on in life, but it's still one of those things that I'm still trying to reach for. I can't necessarily say like, hey, I know what my purpose is and I'm on the right track for it and I know my journey. No, I can't say that. But am I working towards that purpose? It's kind of, my purpose is a reminder on why I have to wake up every morning. That's how I view my purpose. What about you?
Let's see. My purpose. I mean, it took a while for me to realize what my purpose was. Like, because I think when you're young, you're so engulfed in what other people want.
Right.
Like, you really forget what your purpose in life is. And some people, you know, young people have it right. You know, they already automatic know what their purpose are and they're very focused. But when you have a lot of clouded judgment and people around you that have no good intentions, you forget what your purpose is. And so my purpose would be, is actually, you know, uplifting folks.
Most definitely. I think like, you know, we all come from different backgrounds and we all have like different stories of like how we was raised and like who and what we've been around in life. But I think like when it comes to a purpose or whatever, it's one of those things that's sacred, you know, but at the same time, you know, just like I instilled into the team, like, hey, when you come to practice, you know, play with a purpose. If nobody else in this world look up to you or nobody else in this world like appreciate you or value the way that you want to be valued and needed. If you have a purpose in life that just for you, then you should be able to look in that mirror and say, you know what? I did everything I did 100%. I hold myself accountable. I'm on the right track with this purpose. Yeah, I may not be perfect yet, but you know what I'm saying? You headed in the right direction.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
like you said, you know what I'm saying? It's all about being around the right type of people too. Because I think that's got a lot of people down. I know it got me down sometimes, you know, being around the wrong people because I would have different intentions with what I wanted in life and stuff like that. But like you said too, it's about trusting people and people that want to see you do good in life, not people that want to use you because they see that like, hey, you're a product that I can use to get myself further in life. And once I make it, then I don't need you anymore. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when people see that you're broken, but you also have that talent and that gift.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Like then trust come into a whole factor because you looking for guidance, but they looking for something else out of you.
Well, they take advantage, and that's where vampire suckers are. They'll come in and you think they having true intentions. And let me tell you, when you think someone have true intentions and they really don't, it's no fault of your own. You're just unhealed and you have dealt with a lot of trauma and a lot of toxicity that sometimes you have to take yourself out of a environment and kind of heal yourself to see and take the glasses off and be able to take the rosy glasses off and see people's true intentions.
Nah, you're right. And I think the hardest pill in life that we all have to swallow, because I know we all done went through this somewhere in our lives, is where when we focus too much on trying to please other people, we forget about ourselves.
Oh yeah, always. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it hurts it hurts so bad when you actually figure out like what you need to do for yourself. And you be like, dang, here I am. I done let all this time pass me by. And you just wish that you could go back in time and realize what you needed to do for yourself at a younger age. Maybe life would have been different. You know what I'm saying? But I think like sometimes mentally, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't mentally stable to really grasp what I really needed because I was too busy trying to save the world.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, at this age, I'll be honest with you. Maybe I had to go through shit to understand what my purpose is. And like I said before, early on in this conversation, is when you are young, people tell you what you need to do and how you need to do it, and
Right.
what is expecting of you, or this is what you need to do and how and where, and how to do it and go about it and stuff like that. But as you get older, you start breaking down that mold.
Yeah.
Because there's a part of you, and there's a deep seated, and I know everybody has this, is a deep part of you that always question, that purpose and their purpose. Because
Right.
your purpose may be different than their purpose. So you grow up thinking, this is what I have to do. And that's where the, what's it? We talked about it last week. Charade time.
It sure is, because I can't remember.
When you look up to somebody.
Role model?
Uh-huh. Thank you. That's where the role model comes in, because you're like, man, I want to, do what that person do. And, but as you get older and you get to that age, you figure out, well, shit, number one, this person ain't the same, or this person ain't what you thought this person was.
Right.
Number two, their purpose is totally different. So you start seeing underlined that they don't even know their own purpose. They just going along and what was, taught to them. This is what you should do. But at the end of the day, a purpose should always make you feel good about yourself.
It should be like an uplifter. It should be your own motivation.
It should be on your own motivation. And you should have true intentions doing it. If you're doing it out of spite to get praise, then it ain't your purpose.
No, you absolutely right. And I think sometimes, with purpose, a lot of people don't hear that word anymore. You have some people like, hey, what's your purpose? They look at you like, huh? What you mean? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because it's uncomfortable for you to have to sit down with yourself and like figure out like, hey, I'm going to be selfish for a minute. What are my needs? Mm-hmm. What do I need to be happy? But sometimes we get it mixed up because we thinking that we need people to make us happy, or we need material things to make us happy. Not realizing we have to sit with ourselves and be uncomfortable for a moment to realize nobody should be able to make me happy or make me feel the way I want to be feel except for myself. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, 9 times out of 10, some of us can't do that comfortably. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that.
No, you really can't, because you gotta tear layers down of yourself.
Oh, do you? I mean, you gotta like tear the layers down. You gotta burn them up. You know what I'm saying? But the hard part is sitting down long enough to realize what the problem is. Mm. And sometimes the problems start with ourselves.
Absolutely.
Because, as we get older, it's hard to want to let things go. That's the toughest pill ever, is letting things go. Letting stuff in our past go so that we can actually like move a little bit faster in life and rebuild. Mm-hmm. Like for me, I like being alone a lot. My isolation time, but I have to be careful with it. Because if I'm isolated too long, you know what I'm saying? I have the depression coming knocking at my door, the anxiety, the PTSD, and we all sitting in that one room having a full-blown conversation. I ain't trying to leave. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I need isolation just from everybody in the world, just so that I can regroup and evaluate to try to stay on my own journey so that I don't relapse. Yeah. Because, right now it's that time of the year where it's like it's starting to get darker early. I feel like it's not enough hours in the day. The anxiety going 50 miles, 1,000 miles per hour. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, the hardest journey is trying to get up out the bed to be productive. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Some days I do, some days I don't. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like in the back of my mind also, I have to remember my purpose. Yeah. But I have to do it to a point to where it's not stressful. So it's kind of tricky. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like there's a lot of challenges every day. But then as long as I tell myself, like, you know what, at least you achieved one thing out of the whole day. If nothing else, you achieved at least one thing, whether that was either putting some noodles in the microwave, getting dressed, taking a shower. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep my to-do list at a low minimum. Right. Without like overworking myself and being overwhelmed. you know?
Absolutely. I mean, here's like 8 signs uh, you found your purpose. And a lot of people don't find their purpose until later on in life and or damn near death, right?
Yeah. And I mean, when you damn near death, I mean, the only thing you can really do is just let people know, like, hey, don't make the same mistakes I made. Yeah. That's pretty much all you can do at that point. Because, I mean, if you damn near death, you ain't coming back, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, that just, some people may say, oh man, that's harsh. No, that's the reality of it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So the 8 signs you found your purpose, you physically feel it. Do you physically feel it?
It's about when you find your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I say yes. And then a part of me say no. It depends on the person.
Okay.
Because sometimes you can find your purpose, but it depends on how you resonate it in your head. Okay. Because some people, they go with a purpose and be like, you know what? This is what my purpose is going to look like because they reach too far within it. If when it comes to a purpose, you have to allow yourself to go step by step, actually be fully present through the journey of the process.
Absolutely.
To meet your purpose.
Right. Okay.
Because once you do finally get to that purpose and it's benefiting you and nobody else, then you can actually say, like, you know what? I feel this. I did this for me. You're not on no selfish type bullshit. You did it because you know what? You know what you went through and how it felt.
Right. No, absolutely. Now, let's see. Yeah. I physically felt it. When I'm not, like you said, when I'm present,
right,
I feel it. Like I get like so much burst of energy. Like sometimes it's overwhelming,
right,
for me. But then I get excited, and then I start seeing like full clips of what that looks like, right?
But then do you ever feel like this, like, you don't just get to like, oh, I fulfilled my purpose and you just stop? Because once you fulfill to a purpose where you like, hey, I actually did this, you opening more doors to keep going.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes it just, like I said, it depends on the person, because some people feel like, hey, I got to where I wanted to be because they was one track minded, and then like they stop. Yeah. Then they get complacent.
No.
It's like, nah, keep going.
Mm-hmm. And then here's another one. Your past clicks into place.
I mean, like,
this look is
no, because you know what I'm saying, like, back in our generation,
you gave a Bobby look.
We said like, clicks. Are you talking about like group of friends or
no? Your past clicks, like, sometimes when you go through stuff, you're like, oh, why am I going through this? Blah blah.
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
But then when you get to that purpose, you be like, this is why I went through this, to be in this space.
Right.
This purpose right now.
Right. I mean,
we gave a Bobby look.
Yeah, I just like clicks. But no, I mean, say that. Okay, get the thing again before I answer it.
It says your past clicks into place.
I'm over here. I'm like stuck. Because, I mean, it kind of makes sense, but then to me, it really don't make sense, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, right now, it doesn't seem like it, but it probably does click. Past it, all the stuff that you went through to get to this moment in your purpose. Because if you didn't go through what you went through, you probably wouldn't be sitting up here, educating people about mental health.
But yeah, but you know what? The same time, I mean, through my own personal journey, like, I wish I wouldn't have went through half of it. Well, you know what I'm saying? Just because, like, I'm still trying to fulfill my own purpose, but because I had so many and still have so many speed bumps that I have to get over just to so-called have and think that I'm living a normal life. And that's in quotations, since people can't see my quotations when I say normal. But you see what I'm saying? My quotations. You know, as I'm trying to say normal. But you know what I'm saying though? It's just kind of like, because I mean, like,
I thought
you know,
would say it crawfish.
when you want, because you know, like when you on your own purpose of your own truth, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of backlash that you give yourself, because it's just like, man, if only if I could have done things a little bit different. Because, you know, in the mental mindset, sometimes you always trying to rewind and fix what was broken, even though it can't be put back together. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that one.
Okay. All right. You feel inspired. I do. Lately, I've been feeling really inspired by my past.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
For me, I ain't been inspired by nothing right now. But that's a moment for me, though. Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I've never been inspired. I've been inspired, you know, by plenty of people. Because, you know, my favorite, give a shout out to Rudy Francisco. That's my favorite poet, you know? So, but I mean, like,
the end.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? But like right now, being inspired by something, like, no, because, you know, right now I'm like on that roller coaster of my highs and lows.
Okay. Let's see where you're going. Yeah. You stopped and wonder. You stopped wondering. Sorry.
Yeah, because I was like, huh? I mean, what you mean stop wondering? I mean, hell, I got anxiety. I'm always worried about something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I never stopped wondering. What about you?
I think I stopped wondering. No, I still wonder.
Yes, I don't even know why they put that one in there. But because, I mean, but you know what? Instead of
maybe
saying,
because we haven't reached that full potential.
Yeah, we ain't got that far yet. You know what I'm saying? Not because I know I haven't. I know I haven't. Yeah. But you know what? I mean, I wonder why they say stop wondering, because I guess, like, for me, I always worry about the why.
Well, I guess it's stop wondering why this happened to you. Why you stop thinking of the past and start thinking of the present.
Yeah, but you know what? They rephrased it when they say stop wondering, because you know what? All we did was just supplement the word. Instead of me saying like wondering, you always asking why.
Okay.
Same thing in my book. That's just my book though, y'all. I don't know about your book, but that's my book.
Okay. Well, I didn't read it clearly.
Well, y'all, there we go. Amazing.
Okay. You stop wondering what your purpose is.
Okay, now it's making more sense.
Now it makes more sense.
Well, y'all know she old. She probably got cataracts in her eyes.
Well, no, I didn't read that last line.
Okay, so what did it say again?
So you've
now you over here making a remix tape.
Yeah, now I'm stuttering. You stop wondering what your purpose is. I should have worn my glasses.
Okay, so you know what? That's okay. Now that hit different.
Okay.
I don't really feel that way. Like I never looked at it like that when it comes to purpose. Like, I know I have a purpose of being here, but I always wondered what it was. You know what I'm saying? But I never stopped wondering like why, or stopped wondering to like meet the purpose or whatever, however it said it. But like, I know I'm here for a reason. Mm-hmm. I think sometimes it just take us longer than others to figure out what it is, because it's your own personal growth.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we can go to Amazon and order a purpose. You know?
I haven't fully got there yet. So, like, I think I'm on step B.
Okay.
Yeah, because you got to get it all the way to, like, let's say there's like 5 steps or something. I'm just making that up.
Yeah, because I'm looking at you like, huh?
Yeah. So you got step A, where you're trying to figure it out. Step B, you know what it is. The thing is how to get to it. Step C, you're halfway in the door. Step
C would be like you taking that first step.
Yeah. Well, you already took the first step with step A.
Oh, damn. I thought you would have taken the first step with step B. I don't know. This show process. Let me not mess your process up.
I don't know. I haven't got it fully there yet.
Okay, we see.
See, you just update clouds the screen. Okay, so you just know. I've known people who just know. Like,
Yeah.
I know what my purpose is.
Yeah.
Those are the people who are focused, like laser focused.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's a good thing. But you know what? You also got to make sure that you end around the wrong people. And what I mean by the wrong people is like you just said, you got the people that are majorly focused and they know what their purpose is. But then you also got those people they have all this ambition, but they don't have the drive to go for their purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Them the ones you have to stay away from. Like real talk, you know what I'm saying? Them the ones I call be sitting on the front porch talking about they want a BMW, but they don't have no job. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? It's like, because I mean, like, you think about it. I feel like, when you're younger and let's say you good at something, whether it's arts and crafts, baking bread, whatever you was good at back then, and you have people that boost you up, thinking that you're going to be this like top chef, top athlete, top architect, whatever. But you know what? They never did anything with themselves.
But I think they're looking at what they didn't do though, and they seeing, because some people may have, like, I know people who are highly creative and that could have went places, and I mean really went places.
Right.
Prime example is my brother, could have went places and just couldn't get there.
Right.
But when they see other people and they see the same thing in that person that they have, like, they try to boost them up because they see it. And they don't want them to miss the opportunity that they missed.
Yeah, I know those people. I'm talking about the ones that trying to make sure, like, if I'm trying to make sure you get to come up, so then it's just like, hey, don't forget about us little people. They're the ones I'm talking about.
Right.
That ain't doing nothing for themselves.
Well, on your way up, because everybody falls off.
But no, but you got to think about it though. Here's the thing though. I mean, for prime example, dang, I can't even think of his name, so I can't even give y'all an example. But he used to play for the Boston Celtics, and he made it into the league. He played for the University of Kentucky.
Larry Bird?
No, way behind him. He used to play for the University of Kentucky. Okay. He was in the top draft class, and he carried everybody with him, all his like family and the homies or whatever. He was buying condos. But look, he was buying condos. He was buying the homie cars. And it was because they was his entourage. They believed in him ever since he was a kid. So he felt like he owed them that. And then you know what happened? He lost everything.
So did they?
Bankrupt, lost everything because you know what? He was literally giving these people money, his friends, aka family. Mm-hmm. And the thing of it is that, like, bad investments, real estate, all this stuff down the drain. And now he's a regular person where everybody at. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, sometimes, like I said, you can be around people who also have ambition, mm-hmm. but if they're really not going after their goals, it ain't helping you either. It's just all talk. Mm-hmm. And mentally, when you is a person that is actually like trying to fulfill your purpose and trying to do something actually good for yourself and move forward, healthy wise, mm-hmm. you got to make sure that sometimes you can't keep around those people who ain't got the same game plan.
Oh, no. That's what I said. A lot of us, especially if we coming out of the hood, part of the hood is, a lot of that shit is toxic. So everybody want to get out of the hood. I don't care what you say and how you say it. Everybody want to get out of the hood. So, sometimes people may not have what that one friend have. And they're like, right. Well, I'm going to leech onto this because I know that nigga going to get out of the hood.
But then it's like, yeah, and then it's like at the same time, you get these people that do make it. They feel bad. Like, man, they came to my games. They always was like keeping my head up. They was like my inspiration. And they feel like they owe them that.
Right.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's like MC Hammer. Didn't MC Hammer do something like that?
MC Hammer did something, but I can't MC
Hammer had the biggest entourage I ever seen. And dude was banking. He was making all this money. He had all these people that he grew up with, family members, friends, you know what I'm saying? People he thought he can trust. And then when he went bankrupt, he couldn't call on those people.
Sad.
You know what I'm saying? And I know everybody be talking about Jay-Z, when he gave that interview about his family members, he go home for the holidays and they'd be like, hey, I got this business plan, or, I got this thing, and he let them know, like, I can't give you no money.
Nah, I don't blame
It
him.
don't make sense to me.
Right.
So, I mean, sometimes you gotta, like, your purpose gotta be your own purpose. And I think sometimes people we have around us gaslight us, manipulate us, guilt trip us, and thinking, like, I did this for you, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, it's true intentions.
Well, see, that's why it's hard to trust people, you know what I'm saying? Especially like when you're an athlete or if you are, a musician, you know what I'm saying, or a singer, especially in those aspects, because when you get to the point to where you make it, or you still even striving to make it, you know what I'm saying, to keep your job, because like people don't realize, especially in athletics, you may sign a contract, but it's still not guaranteed. They still go by, every game that you get out there on that field or on that court, you still have to produce. So stats are there for a reason. Mm-hmm. People don't realize, like, hey, you signed like a $200 $1 million deal or whatever. People think that you set for life. That's really not set, because there's a lot of red tape in between that $200, $200 million. Oh, you see what I'm saying? So it's just like nothing is really, money is not always guaranteed.
You only hear what they tell you, right?
Right. But at the same time, people don't realize like how much pressure it put on a person, because at the end of the day, it's just like as soon as, you get around people and people be like, oh, they gloat about your success when you're not gloating about your own, it raised red flags, because it's just like as soon as you do something that they don't like, then people want to turn around and say what they done for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why we always say nice get you stuck.
They do.
Because people don't know how to be kind anymore.
They do. And some people fall for it because you're like, man, you start going into that thing. Well, they did do that, for me. And, what if I do need them? They prey on stuff like that.
Nah, you're absolutely right.
They prey on that, sometimes you don't have the same help as, they do or someone else do. They prey on the fact that they prey on your vulnerabilities. That's what they do.
Yeah.
But like you said, the thing with purpose is money isn't everything, because you're solely focusing on your purpose.
Well, because you think about it. You came into this world broke and you're going to leave broke. I mean, you think about it. Money is only temporarily. You know what I'm saying? When you came into this world and you was created, you didn't even know how to count money. You didn't know how to tell time. Hell, you didn't know how to wipe your ass. You didn't even know how to talk. Everything had to be learned. You know what I'm saying? But money is one of those things that is like sacrificial. You know what I'm saying? Because the reason why I say that is because it controls you. Money can make you or money can break you. Mm-hmm. It's up to you to decide how you're going to use it. Because at the end of the day, when you land on your deathbed, you can't take it with you. You can't spend it. There's no value to it. You see what I'm saying? So like for people who make money as a purpose, that's only going to last for so long.
I mean, you're doing something you enjoy. The money just comes with it.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about in a fact where people like they live and die by the money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all about the money. It's all about like the gloating of the materialistic things. Because I mean, like you get some people who are like billionaires and millionaires, they rich as hell, but you would never know it because money doesn't mean nothing to them like that. They like doing what they love to do, but they don't make money a factor. Yeah, they may have a nice home and drive a nice car, but I mean, they shop at Walmart and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't make money a part of their life like that.
They say they don't make money a part of their life, but obviously that's false. And let me tell you why. So if you got a person that struggles,
right,
grew up struggling, nothing, always worrying about what you want to eat and where you're going to lay your head, what your day-to-day going to look like, money hits differently. And this is where a lot of us get it twisted. A lot of us, we are not educated on money. those billionaires who get there are educated on money. And then when you get to a certain status, you can keep growing your money. And at the same time, you have freedom to not stress about that financial piece, right? You have a place to lay your head. You have a place to, when you get up in the morning, you open up your fridge, you got a fridge in your refrigerator.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can go outside and, not be worried like, am I going to come home and have a notice on my door?
Right.
So when they be like, money isn't, everything, I don't, but that's false, because it gives you peace of mind. Now, it doesn't make you happy, but it creates stability for you. And that's the stability you have to be able to say, I don't have to stress on that. I can pay somebody to work on that while I do my purpose. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Less stress.
But yeah, it might be less stress, but I mean, like for some people, it's just kind of like, hey, I made it to get out of like the ghetto or whatever like that. But they still keep that peace of mind of like, it ain't making me. I'm still living a normal life. Prime example, J. Cole.
Okay. What about him?
J. Cole got hella money, but you'll never really know it because he humble. He lived a regular day-to-day life. Like he even said in his lyrics, he could have got his teeth fixed, but why? You know what I'm saying? He walking around looking homeless. But I mean, like, but at the same time, he never forgot where he came from. He still lived that lifestyle. But I mean, like, he could do whatever he want. But you know what he went back to doing? Playing basketball.
Yeah, but he has overseas. Less stress though.
He still got stress.
I mean, he got a
even in his lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Like, he still struggled with himself, but like his music is his music is his words. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, that's how he expressed himself and that's what he liked to do. But at the end of the day, he's still humble and he still got his own struggles.
I mean, I'm not saying, money that really comes within yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is being humble, even when you get the money. Yeah. You can always tell a person by their character on how they do things. And when they pretend like they about to get something. So when you see a motherfucker say, I'm about to get 100 million, watch how he switch up. A nigga do it every time. Yeah, they do. They do it every time.
I mean, well, shit, you ain't even got to watch him get 100 million. You just go to the casino and watch him hit bid.
See how that nigga act.
$500 be trying to take everybody out.
See how he act. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you can be humble in so many ways. Like we said, money is not everything.
No, it's not.
But
it's nice to have. Don't get me wrong.
It's nice,
but it's not
have.
Everything.
But it does create stability for those who never had it. When you get there, you can focus on your purpose easier.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going hungry, it's harder for us to get to our purpose than it is for them.
But then we also got to look at it too, like, like you said earlier, sometimes it's best to go through the struggle to get to your purpose, because when you finally get to the purpose and you realize it's your purpose and you happy with like your success within yourself, then you can look back and be like, okay, this is what I had to go through because it taught me a lesson.
Absolutely.
That's
why I'm saying these broke mugs, it's a lesson. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you, nigga. If I was rich back then, I'd be an asshole. I'm no lie. I'm going to be an asshole.
For real?
Nigga, for real. I came into so much money. You know what I'm saying? Blew so much money. A lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm more humble and more wiser. And this is the thing I needed to go through.
Right. See, I think for me, like...
And also, I had to weed out them bad roots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I would have brought a lot of friends. I would have been an MC Hammer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, nigga, I was that humble. I was giving out money. Like, people still owe me money to this day.
Nah, that wouldn't have been me. No.
Look at that face.
No. Y'all already know I'm too damn cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I was nice in so many incidents that it got me hella stuck in situations, you know what I'm saying, where it was just like being nice and like, you know, when I was making money playing basketball overseas and, you know, trying to make sure everybody else was good. And then it was just like, but it wasn't making me happy.
Yeah.
And then it's like you said, you can't get the money back. Yeah. So, you know, like, but you know, like I'm the type of person, like if I give somebody something, I still got to make sure that I tell myself, you may not get this back or you're going to be okay with that. I still do that to this day.
That's absolutely right.
Because one of my biggest pet peeves is if I lend you money, I shouldn't have to ask you when I'm getting it back. If you tell me when I'm getting it back, right, then I shouldn't have to ask you, hey, don't forget. Or did you forget? Because then I'm going to have to, you know, I'm watching how you move.
That's that Southern.
Right.
You know, back in the day, I'm going to watch how you move.
I mean, because I can count on one hand how many people I will let lend money to because I know I ain't got to worry about, like, if they're going to give it back to me or not.
Right.
I didn't say both hands. I said on one hand. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, other than that, like, I just can't do it, you know? And most people be looking like, oh, like, nah, don't trust so many people. Done been burnt so many times.
No, you absolutely right. Don't trust everybody. I mean, you can't. They'll burn you and just, I've been there. Even like with the, you know, we had an old podcast. Nigga, I was burnt on that.
Right. But I mean, let me ask you this though. You know, like, why is it that when you take the time to work on yourself, when you take the time out to work on yourself, why is it that people come around and hate on you when all you doing is looking out for you?
People are comfortable with the old you.
Yeah, that's true.
That just tells you that they were taking advantage of you.
Because sometimes I look at it like this. Sometimes I look at it like people get upset because they be like, oh, you think you better than everybody. You know, sometimes people say that to you or whatever, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Because I've had that happen to a couple of friends that I know too. Uh-huh. And it's just like, you know, like what I told them, I'm just like, how I look at it and perceive it is that it's not that they really mad and upset with you. They really actually mad at themselves because they see that you're doing something that they want to do, but they don't know how to do.
Absolutely.
And I mean, it's sad though, because everybody's purpose is, like I said, is different. Mm-hmm. It's your own journey. Nobody can tell you how to start it. Nobody can tell you how to finish it. Mm-hmm. And nobody can tell you how to accept it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, we need to have more people in this world that is actually proud of each other. Mm-hmm. Not on no fake shit, but be proud of each other when people are actually accomplishing something instead of hating. Like, I don't get that. Yeah. I don't get it.
It really is. It's about them. Now I don't take shit like that seriously anymore.
Me either.
I used to be like, damn, man, I'm working hard and, you know, I try to do all this A, B, and C, and I don't, you know, and sometimes I used to doubt, maybe am I on the right path?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's where you wondering where he's.
Yeah.
You know, am I on the right path? I don't know. I don't think I'm on the right path because, you know, people just, you know, mad, angry, you know, what am I doing wrong? Like all this stuff. Now I just realize, you know, because I've been working on myself and putting in the work, I don't even think like that anymore. Because when people start doing stuff, I'd be like, damn, they got a self-you problem.
Yeah. No, you're right. And then it's just like at the same time, like you get around like some people where it's like you try to be encouraging to them and they just be like, oh, you think you better than me because no, just trying to give you some information. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I just remove my fucking self.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying? Like the thing of it is like I used to be one of those type of people where it's just like I never wanted to see anybody hurt. I never wanted to see anybody like struggle because I struggled myself. But you know what I'm saying? It was very undercover. Right. And a lot of people didn't know what the hell I had going on because I kept a lot of that stuff in. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, when you see people where it's just like, well, damn, you know, like when you say you ain't got nobody to talk to and I'm listening to you or other people trying to listen to you, but you still can't even pay attention close enough to even like comprehend or even be aware that you got people around you that's willing to help you take on challenges. I just be like, okay, I tried. keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't hold nobody's hand through mental processes. And
hell no. That's the other thing is like, I think people are getting purpose and saving in this, trying to put them in the same box.
right.
And the reason why we're talking about purpose because people need to find their own self purpose, and that entails where you feel good and you have a purpose in doing it, and there's good intentions coming behind that. But then when you're trying to save someone or save something, there's anxiety behind that. There's like really resistance behind that.
Oh, a lot of resistance if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. But I think like once you actually like tune in with yourself deep down, you start to learn like, you know what, there come a time where it's like, hey, I got to grow the fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
And what I mean by that is just not like you was childish in a way or whatever. Sometimes we have to grow up about real life situations and not just only look at it from our own point of view.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I mean, sometimes you have friends where you have to literally tell them about themselves because they can't get past their own self-centered ways. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of like one of those things where it's just like, as I've gotten older, I've started to self-reflect on like how I am, how I do things, people around me.
Mm-hmm.
Just be aware, you know? Because like I said, like I always, my whole motto is like, you know what? Time is not going to always be on our side.
No, you absolutely right.
You know, just in the last, 2 to 3 years, I've lost so many people. And it's just like, you thinking about like, oh, tomorrow. We may not get tomorrow.
You're absolutely right on that one.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I be so stuck in the why that when I go to therapy, instead of like tomorrow, I'm still reflecting on the past. What happened yesterday? On why so much stuff happened. But I mean, like I'm going 20, 30 years back. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, hell, I'm not even aware of what's going on in the present because I ain't giving myself enough time to actually like process what's going on in the present.
That's absolutely right.
And you know it's bad when you be sitting here like, what did I do yesterday? You got to really sit there and think because you know what I'm saying? You get into that robotic feel of like, you know what? A day is another day. I made it to another day. But hey, am I doing anything to work towards that purpose? Because sometimes the purpose get hijacked and it get like thrown back. And it's just like, shit, let me sit this cup of water down and fill it up again. Because I kept spilling it, taking steps back. I'm starting to feel a little bit dehydrated because I ain't got anything to drink. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like you dry yourself out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You dry yourself out. And it's just like, in order to be able to face things in life, like I said before, you have to really sit down and sit with yourself and process and reevaluate life.
Absolutely. That being said, so we're coming out with season 2. So we're going to take a break and let you guys enjoy season 1.
But, at the same time, it's like, I hope everybody really enjoyed our podcast for this upcoming season 1. Just like Charity said, we got season 2 coming out, and going into season 2, we will be getting more depth into, different diagnoses and personalities and stuff like that. So we can talk about mental health perspective from all aspects.
Absolutely. We'll also be for season 2, I'm sorry, will also be on YouTube as well.
We'll be going live.
Because I like having live talks with our fans and our people.
Yeah, because I'm about to say who else.
Yeah.
But no, one thing I can say is just that, like, I want to thank our listeners, for sitting here and listening and, just getting a different type of concept about mental health from our own experiences and background. But yeah, I look forward to season 2, but I also look forward to coming back and letting you sharing more on this journey about our own personal growth with our mental health. So yeah, this season 1 has been like I say a thumbs up. You know what I'm
It
saying?
has been a thumbs up. It's been a learning curve.
Yeah,
me,
most definitely.
especially with the editing, audio editing.
Well, I think it's also been like, very challenging sometimes too, because I know like, we do the podcast and, we've had days where it's just like, oh man, we gotta, record a different day, and like we have so much going on in our personal lives and plus just trying to, deal with our own mental at the same time, it was challenging.
Absolutely. So that being season 1, if you would like to donate, help us get into a studio space where it's stationary, donate. Go onto our page and click donation. It's at the bottom. So you'll see it. But that being said, everyone, we want to see a shout out and thank you for having. We had some people on our show come out and have conversations with us. So we appreciate that. Brianna, who else? Just Brianna. We act like we had a lot. Just Brianna. So we sending a shout out to you. Thank you for coming on the show. We would love to have you back onto the show and have more conversations about any topics. That being said, see you in season 2.
Peace.